What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Banner Saga, where in the previous episode we had definitely hit one of the nastier the game has a tendency. The first game, oh my god, the boss fight in the first game almost damn near gave me a heart attack. That fight took me probably a day or two to work my way through a bunch of attempts because I hadn't leveled up any of the characters that they had forced me to use, and so it took me a bit to get that one all nice and ironed out. I'm hoping this game doesn't go the same way. I want it to be challenging, but I hope I get to use characters I want. Last fight definitely took some finagling. I had to sit down and kind of look at the way the fight was assembled. I attempted it a couple times, failed, and then I realized what was going wrong was the fact that either A, I was making dumb tactical decisions, or B, killing Nichols, real bad idea. Don't do that. Don't do that at all, because that just makes your situation even worse. It seems like everyone's headed for the capital these days, the small village, as Baker says. I figure it's just as well to stay put. We've got enough around here to survive, even with the king cutting off trade. You're testing your bowstring and only half listening to the man when Hacken pulls up. The baker, unaccustomed to Varro, falls quiet and backs up. The capital's only a few days away now. I know, I'd like to believe we'll make it without any more problems, but that just hasn't been our luck. No sense thinking things will change now. You laugh a little, but notice the distant look in Hakon's eyes as he looks towards the Varl tents. Wonder what the old kings like Throster and Scrimmer would do in my place. It would have kept people alive, same as you. I just lost half of my people in the old wood. It's like Ivor told me, you can't prepare for a giant serpent attacking. Not even ancient kings could do that. Just keep them alive. No matter what happens in Arborring, you've got to protect your people. Hakon looks at you, the confusion leaving his face. Let's get what we need and get moving. Maybe it'll be as easy as you make it sound. You give the Varl an encouraging smile. It's the best you can do. We've got 25 renown. We've got the market over here. We got 7 days worth of supplies. There's really not that much to go around. If indeed we sincerely only have a couple more days until we're in the capital, chances are, they said a few days. We're almost at the capital. I don't know. Nid's boys are just finishing eating and starting to play when you approach her. They getting plenty to eat? I think so. They still have the energy enough to get into trouble. It's for the best. Hopefully they can stay children as long as possible. I hope so too. Without allowing you to refuse, she puts a spoon in a bowl with cooked eggs in your hands. You have to try these. It's a family recipe. You take a bite, they're good, but you don't really taste anything special. What do you think? Let's go with the socially acceptable option. Lie! Real good, Nid. I think your family's onto something here. Really? You really think so? Yeah, maybe you can set up a shop in Arborang. The archer looks amused. I'm glad you like them, but they're just eggs. They're cooked like any others. Mother used the family recipe store on each of us as kids at one time or another when we wouldn't eat. She tried to guilt you into eating? She tried anything and everything to raise us, feed us, and keep us from getting into too much trouble. Now with my boys, I understand why. I'm sure you had a bit of that with Alette, but even more so now with the caravan. Not if there's anything you wouldn't try to keep everybody alive. You think back on all the choices you've made. You know, we understand and appreciate it. Eventually. Thanks, Nid. I mean, we're kind of in a situation right now where technically I could just use the points to level somebody up. This group is kind of low level right now, and they could definitely use further renown. It would take 15 to take him up to level 7. I have been using, so we've got Luden, and we lost, that's right, shit. We lost what's his name, but Ivor. However, I had wanted to use, where's the guy with the back kick? The guy with the back kick is straight pimping. Oh, there he is, Roeth. That dude's like the best. That dude is on and popping. She's got poison tipped and free roam. All right. Dirge Ryu might be worth it then to take in. I mean, the problem is, oh, well, we've got Hakon too. We've got Hakon who basically does the exact same thing that Ivor did, albeit at a lower level, but still. We could bring him or we could bring Dirge Ryu. I don't think, we kind of lack for ranged options, so Dirge Ryu might be the better choice. What was her strength? Well, Hakon. In terms of stats, I think we're safer with Hakon. A little bit more resilient that way, but we'll fiddle with it if we need to. If the need arises, we can move things around. We've got enough right now to buy a little bit of supplies. That'll get us a couple more days. That leaves us with 20 renown, which means I can level up somebody. Everybody's ready to go, and that's really the problem that you run into with this game, is that largely you've got just about everybody ready to level at any given moment, and it can be really, really tough to get them to a suitable level before you end up in deep shit. As far as that goes, we can go with resist strength damage, or we can go with artillery strike. 30% chance to avoid a killing blow, or we can go with stubborn. Gives them a chance to regain willpower every turn. Or we could double back and just put it into armor. That's the other option, is we can double back and throw the rest of it into armor. I don't really know. We can get dodge and we can get lucky hit. I don't know what I like better here. I'm going to say chances are crit is a good way to go with it. Although crit only really works on strength, which is what has me worried. I suppose I could make his armor break a little bit better. And then once his armor break is a bit better, we can cause puncture. Or a small twist, we can avoid armor attacks. I don't think I want to do that. Instead, from there, I'll take artillery strike. It's better. Artillery strike is really, really good for guys with rapid fire attacks. So guys like Hogan and Mogan. And then guys like Ollie tend to be really, really good with anything that allows them a better chance to crit, because that just makes it so they hit for 2 sometimes with their little rapid fire attacks. Still, it's a nice thing to have for them, and it's not a bad way to build them. We could probably get away with resting for a day or two, now that I got the supplies, just to get morale up. The carts start moving away from the village when you hear a girl shout, "Papa?" You turn to see where she's looking and gasp. From the east, over the ground you recently crossed, comes a large number of missing clansmen, fighters, and Varl. "Is that Rugga?" somebody asks. At the front of the group is the former governor of Borsgard. Husbands run out to their wives, and children scream in excitement for the parents they believe to be dead. You make your way out to greet the group as well, but Rugga holds up his hand as you near. It's as hard as ever to read the governor's face, and Dagger naturally says nothing. "I hope you didn't get all cleaned up for me, Rook. Was it too much for you to just die when that serpent struck? You seem to be hard to kill as well." "Yeah, you remember that." His tone is not exactly threatening, but not really warm either. You decide what to say next. "What happened to you after the serpent attacked?" "I might ask you the same. Dagger and I tried to save a few families before running." You glance at the silent guard, but he neither confirms nor denies the story. "The old wood was like a maze. We finally escaped, picking up others along the way. We waited for you until we were damn near out of food. Started pushing everybody pretty hard, only sending a couple of men to Talir for supplies. Same with us, but our scouts never came back." Rugga scratches the scar around his neck. "That's odd, neither did ours. But here we are, most of us still alive." "Do you need to rest before we move on?" "That's up to the clansmen and fighters. I'm only a servant of the people." His tone is strange, like he's been rehearsing this statement, along with that unnerving grin. "I'm sure you could all use a bite at least, if not a few hours to close your eyes. If that's what they want." You glance at Dagger and get nothing but his stony gaze in return. "Alright, well, thanks for collecting the rest of the clan." "Our clan? Is that really what we are? One clan?" "Believe it or not, that's exactly what we are." "I suppose we'll see. We won't be the only ones seeking shelter in Arborang. Families have long memories. Hatred can span generations. Don't be surprised if petty arguments and bad blood rule the day." Alright, well, I'm going to speak to some of the others. Before you do, Dagger slips slightly. You're shocked by how such a small change puts you on guard. It's not that you're a bad man, Rook, but you've made some really bad choices. On the ships, in the bogs, in Lundar, perhaps even in the woods. And what clan leader leaves half his people behind scattered and scared? You now notice the fighters are gathered behind him. You're a danger to these people. I hope you understand why you have to die. Dagger lunges at you, but an arrow slams into his shield, disrupting his attack. As you fall back in a defensive posture, you nod to Oddleif, who is knocking another arrow. I don't really want Oddleif in on this one. Ah, shit. Alright, so I guess we have to take Oddleif. Where is Hacken? We'll take Luden. We'll take Gunulf. We'll take Roek. Are you my kicky little friend? Pretty sure that's the one that we want. Sending him flying across the... Okay, stun when he lands. There we go. That's what I was looking for, is the stun thing. I just didn't want to make any more dumb stuff. I do dumb stuff on the channel all the time, and it upsets me. I don't want to be that guy anymore. I'm trying really, really hard. I'm trying to come down on myself when I do it. Oh, we're surrounded somehow? I am absolutely going to bust you up. I hope you understand that this is going to go really, really badly for you and your people. So Rook's up first. We got 13-10, 13-10. All right, so let's get a defensive posture going on here. Basically, just get everybody surrounded. All right, so Rook. We gotta pick a direction. Who's up first? He is. Okay, then she's up. Then she's up. It looks like the ones that are on our left-hand side don't act till later on. So, I'm gonna start out by trying to marginalize as many of these guys as I can. He's probably going to try and fight Hakon. It is more than likely not going to go well for him. Who's up next? She's up next. Then she's up next. Okay. She'll either go through there or she'll go through there. I think she'll go through there, and if I can stun her, that'd be fantastic. However, I'm not completely convinced that that's the way it's going to go down. Might be worth it just to throw an arrow. What does the rank 2 do? Let's see. Traps 1 tile, 2 times strength damage plus 1 if anybody steps into it. Yeah, put one right there. Let's make sure that left-hand flank doesn't get too wild and crazy. Oh, they're the fire ones. Okay, well, that's a major problem. Like a major, major problem. Let's ungather everybody then. She went that way. That's kind of unexpected. Everybody dogpile the archers. We got to get rid of the archers like right now. Otherwise, this is not going to go so great for us. So everybody fall back a little bit, I guess. I don't really know what to do with him right now. Guess I'll bring him over here. There we go. Wow, he burned a bunch to get over there. And you, bitch, have got to go. Now that I know you're going to be slinging fire all over the place. That means that you're a liability, even after I reduce your health a little bit. Oh, good, they're axe throwers like Ollie. With way better luck than Ollie, apparently. Let's carve out a little hole in the battlefield for ourselves, shall we? Get you with the mule kick. And then follow through. I can't promise what I want to happen here is actually going to happen, so let's just go for a hit right there. Yay! Although her strength damage is so low at this point that it's probably not going to be that worthwhile. Is he up next? Who's up next? He is. He's actually quite capable of getting near me. Okay. Let's pull her back. Probably going to do the exact same thing right there. With you, We need to kill this archer before she pulls off any fiery bullshit. Because I know it's coming. Oh, shit. Okay. Well. Since they all have that axe throw attack, that means we can't very well leave them all standing. That means we've actually got to, like, deal with them as we're supposed to. So let's go ahead and get that going. He is stunned. Big guy's still got some hits left in him, though, so we should be good here. Let's go ahead and level him off real fast. That plan went horribly. That plan went about as badly as it could have gone. Hooray. Keep Mule Kick rocking because it's the best ability ever. And then we'll pull back this way. Force them to come to us. God, their luck is so much better with that than it is with mine. Normally mine scuffs on like the first hit. It really is an irritant to me. It drives me nuts. Let's sunder some armor off of him just to make sure he doesn't cause too many problems. He's going to lose a bunch of strength right there, which is going to force him to come back at me that way. This fight really should not be that challenging. He's stunned, so he's lost his turn. In the meantime, does the impale stay on him? Or is it only for like the turn after? On next turn, okay. Suggestion-wise, then. Suppose we'll do it again. Hey, there we go. There's some of that Splattercat luck right there. That's the Splattercat luck. Can't really do a whole lot with him right now because he's trapped behind that firewall, which is just sitting there smoldering. That works out for me. Dude got caught. For you... Suppose I could do trample. Oh, there's really no telling what that's going to accomplish like half the time. Cool. That guy bled out. No, go out to there, then down to there. And then instead of messing with him, I'm actually going to do something a little bit different and knock his strength down real fast. Alright. So now it's Big Hack-On's time to shine. Hopefully, this guy learned his damn lesson. Don't mess with me and the crew. We survived all of this stuff. What makes you think that you're going to be the guy that kills me? You know what I mean? Like, I assume you could say that about just about anybody. But it holds true. It's like, what makes you think, after all the shit we've been through, that you are going to be the guy that takes me out? A giant worm couldn't take us out, bro. It was like the size of a mountain. Oh, cool. Nice. So we got some free renown right there, which is great, because we could use it. We're in a little bit of trouble, right? That's interesting. Hopefully we get the renown and it didn't just bug out. That would be a little bit saddening. The sound of fighting is replaced with wailing as family members recognize their fallen kin. Raga! You shout, disgusted by the needless bloodshed he forced you into. He's gone. Early in the fighting he slipped away, but we caught his man Dagger. Tuvar will lead the bound silent assassin into the middle of everyone. Rocks and Yak's dung are hurled at him. He looks at you. Either you handle this, or I do. You've betrayed us, you shout, and all the clansmen back you with a roar of anger. Rugga wanted to control and use the lives of everyone here to get it, and you helped him. The man's silence infuriates you. There is no mercy for you, and there is no quick death. You grab a blade from the ground and drive it through his body. His only sound is a grunt of pain. You nod to Hakon, who easily lifts the man and hooks Dagger on a stout branch by his armor. The clansmen curse and spit at Dagger or tend to their fallen, and you leave them to it. That's how we punish betrayers here at the Nerd Castle. I got no time for betrayers and traitors and people who try to... Technically, I guess he wasn't a traitor, but he definitely tried to undermine the clan. And I just can't let that happen. You gotta lay the law down. You gotta let people know what happens when you betray your kinsmen. It's kinfolk out here. That's why it gets nasty. You don't mess with kinfolk. Nothing more sacred than blood. Strumming from a Leo and song from a large number of your clansmen surprises you. A Varl stands in the center of them blushing. It's Skari's 200th year. A Varl beside you shouts. The rest of the caravan is slowing to check out the commotion. Let's break out the mead and celebrate. Barrels are rolled off the carts and horns are filled. A Leo leads a few other musicians in upbeat songs, and soon you're dancing alongside your clansmen, even the mighty Varl clapping and keeping time with thunderous stomping. You wince and curse at the constant sun waking, the light making your headache worse. The caravan's a mess, but overall everybody looks happier. Let's get going, you shout, and somebody find Skari some clothes. Apparently Skari is quite naked. Yay! We got another day's worth of food from foraging. That's always good to know. They said it was a couple days out. The surrounding woods look promising for game, and you could use a bit of solitude. Soon, deer tracks guide you, but in a clearing the beast has already fallen. Scanning the woods, you hear and see nothing. As you approach the deer, you can tell the kill was recent. A black stone, half the size of your fist, lays beside the animal. You pick it up, knowing it to be a dredge weapon. A rustle in the underbrush nearby reveals two hurlers who immediately create deep noises. They are communicating, then one lashes out and attacks you. This might be problematic. It's my deer. Leave me alone. I mean, I should be able to take him without too many problems. Yeah. This is probably going to have repercussions, though. Oh, really? He's still up? Huh. Alright, well, you know, pull yo gap, pop yo clip, and all that stuff, Dredge. We'll see what happens out here, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to leave you quite quilled. That deer is mine. That looks like an elk, though. That's a big deer. That's a real big deer. I don't know. The deer where I live, the males don't have that fuzzy shit around their necks. That's more of like an elk thing. Whereas, like, where I live, the male deer are just kind of like a little bit buffer. But they're not that much bigger than the females. But hey, what do I know about anything? Might be a regional thing, but the male deer around here are not that big. As the dredge fall, others from the clan arrive. Not bad, a woman says, booting one of the dredge bodies. A child runs up and does the same. That's enough. Let's leave them alone. They've killed enough of ours, haven't they? The woman asked. Do you think they feel bad about it? A few clansmen cheer their agreement. I don't know what they feel, you say, but they weren't looking for a fight. They were hunting the same as me. The clansmen seem unsure of what to make of your words. Take the deer, you command. Let's get moving. They all agree with the sentiment. Yay! We got 5 supplies. Right around the time that we lost 10 supplies. Huzzah! We're out of time for the day. So my name is Splattercat. I will see you all in the next episode of Banner Saga 2. It's been fun. And I look forward to seeing you in future episodes. Bye, everybody.